Hi, it's Paul from Kelso Cooks here again. So we're on to step number 3 on making our very straightforward 2-tiered cake. And we're going to now get to the section where we're covering the cake. So I have about 1.5 kgs of fondant here that I'm going to roll out, and then we're going to cover over the top of our cake. So I have it kneaded now, and we'll just give it a roll out. Again, just take your time doing this and try and get it nice and even. Keep turning it, and every time you do, if you need to, add a little bit of corn flour, and a little bit over the top as well. And the corn flour is not going to spoil the texture or anything of the fondant, whereas I find icing sugar actually does. It'll make it a little bit softer, but the corn flour is just fine. So we'll just roll it out now. I'll try not to push it through the table here. And as I say, just keep turning it each time. You can lift it up, add a little bit more corn flour. And just try and get a nice circle in the fondant, all evenly the same thickness. You can use spacers for this as well, and the spacers basically, you lay them either side and your rolling pin can't go down any further than it, but that's only if you're being very particular, which this is something you want to be able to do at home. So and just one more turn should do it. So again, at this point, if it's too large to lift up by itself and turn, just roll it back onto your pin. Give the counter a bit of a dusting. And just give it its final roll. Now, that'll be fine. Roll that back up. And the beauty about rolling it back up onto the pin is you can just set it to one side now. It's ready to go. We lift up our cake. And we'll just roll our fondant back over the top. And you want plenty of excess around the sides. It just gives you that bit of space to tuck it in and not be shy on either side. This is our smoother then, so it just acts basically like an iron to smooth out our fondant. So always just smooth over the top first. Take any lines or humps or bumps out of it. And then we start tucking in the side. So just carefully going around with our hands, making sure we don't get any creases on it. Just sliding it in. And that's where the turntable comes in very handy for this. And we get our smoother again. And we just start smoothing around the sides. And then you can go a little bit harder then. You can see me starting to make a bit of a line there. Go a little bit harder down towards the bottom because that's where we're going to trim around. Now, just give the angle a bit of a smoothing round, take any humps or bumps out of it. And then we just get a sharp tip knife and just keep it as flat as possible on the side of the cake. And again, use your turntable. Don't be leaning over the cake or stretching because that's where you'll go off. Just use the turntable to get a nice clean angle. Take your time doing this, there's no panic. Just till it joins up again. Take off our excess fondant. Any excess fondant that's left, we can knead that together, keep it in a Ziploc bag, and it will keep fresh for you as long as it's in date. As long as all the air is out of the bag, it's sealed well, you can use that again. So just tidy up our trimmed line then with the smoother. and that's going to be ready then to lift onto our board. And once I have it on the board, then I'm going to show you how to dial the cake so we can put the extra tier on top that it's not going to be pushing down on the sponge.